Welcome back to another video. Today we are here in Pasir Ris. I am joined by Kairos. I messaged him on Instagram asking him to let me review his Bianchi Aria. Kairos, I've never really heard of a Bianchi Aria. The only Bianchi I know is the Bianchi All-Tray. Perhaps I'll just pass it on to you and you just run us through your bike.
This Bianchi Aria is a budget aero bike, I would say. It was released by Bianchi to be more of a affordable but still racy bike, and I parallel imported it from Thailand for about 3.5k for the full bike. It came with Fulcrum Racing 7s, I think, or Racing 5s. But I didn't like them because they were really heavy and didn't really look good. So I swapped them out for these. These are the NV Foundation 45s, which are also budget NVs. They are a lot cheaper than the SES, but the only drawback is that it's tubeless only, and of course it's also this only. Yeah, they are NV alloy hubs. Okay. So NV made them themselves. Most of the time you'll see NVs with Chris King. Yeah, but these are the more budget versions. I don't really feel much of a difference between this and other carbon wheels. Yeah. I mean, I don't really race competitively. Like there's not much point in getting like a super expensive, super fast wheel. Right. After all, the differences are marginal. Yeah. I decided to get a disc frame because I had a rim brake frame for quite a while, and back then I used to cycle all the time, so even rain or shine. And what I realized was I had a lot of loss in braking power, especially when it was raining. So I wanted to circumvent that. I got a disc brake instead. I also got a disc brake bike because I wanted to take the opportunity to learn how to maintain disc brakes. I mean, it's more high maintenance and obviously more fragile because you cannot touch the pads, you cannot touch the rotors, and bleeding. It's a lot less straightforward than just replacing a cable. Yeah, so I wanted to challenge myself to do this.
And so after you got the bike, what have you done to it?
So far I've swapped out the saddle. I'm using AliExpress S-Works Power saddle. It's a lot cheaper, and I don't have that fear of scratching or tearing the saddle, so I can just replace it as and when I want. Integrated carbon bar from AliExpress as well. It's 120mm sand width and 40cm C2C. With that, I have the 105 group set, and my levers are actually tilted in. I would have tilted them more, but as I was wrapping the bucket, I forgot to go and tilt them more. So I guess I have to live with this for a while. I'm also using cyclovation bucket. These are the pink ones. I usually run supercars, but because I really wanted pink, and it was hard to find the pink supercars ones. I'm 173.
173.
Yeah, and this is a size 47. I didn't really want to run too big of a frame because I want to get into that aggressive position as well. Right. So you can see that my stem is slim. My saddle to bar drop is not very drastic, but it would have been a lot less drastic if I were to opt for a bigger frame. So I don't really regret opting for a 47. I'm not a very big guy myself either way. Group set is a Shimano 105 R7K. I'm running a semi-compact 5239 chainring, and my cassette at the back is 1128. I'm using a short cage rear derailleur, and it is mechanical, obviously.
You haven't gone to that whole OSPW?
No, I don't see the point. It's a couple hundred that I could save. Yeah. And honestly, the difference is very marginal. It's really just for aesthetics.
Yeah, that's right.
But of course, if I strike the lottery someday, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Okay. But the rotors are they 105? They are not, right?
Shimano RT70. Okay. Yeah, it's sort of like no series one. Right. So it's not specifically 105, but like you could say it's a 105 rotor. Okay. It's actually the part of my bike that I dislike the most. Yeah.
Why?
Just don't look good. I mean, they kind of look like off-brand rotors, if you ask me. So I intend to swap them out together with the pads, because right now the pads are also just standard resin pads. Those Shimano, I want to get those ice stack pads with the cooling fins. Right. They look a lot better, and I know it's purely for aesthetics. But yeah, it's not that big of an investment. Titanium bolts here on my disc brake pad retaining pin and the front derailleur mounting bolt. In front, I have a Rock Bro slide. It's from AliExpress as well. I think it cost me 40 plus, excluding shipping. And at the back, I have a Moon Nebula.
Have you tried running a electronic group set? I
actually really wanted to put on DI2, but then after thinking about it, right, it's actually extra weight. My bike is not very light already, and putting on an electronic group set would make it heavier. Yeah. And it's a lot more expensive as well. Right. I didn't see the point, but with the new, the Jura Ace 92 and Altegra, the new Altegra, yeah, I might have to port over because I intend to change out the 105. Yeah, it's kind of an eyesore looking at the 105. These are supercast anodized bottle cages. They are alloy, so not very light. But I picked them because they're pink, they match with the rest of the bike. Yeah, same with the decals on my wheels. Those are from Slick Graphics. They are a Swedish brand, I think. Up the climbs, it will definitely lose out to other models like the Outre or the Tarmac.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're not really racing and you don't have the capital to go and buy a top-end race bike, which is 6.8 kg flat, yeah, this will do the job. Yeah, actually, when I sprint, right, I couldn't feel the BB like flexing. On my old bike, when I sprinted, I mean, I'm not very strong myself, but I could still feel the BB, giving way. And handling wise, it's less responsive than other bikes that I've ridden. And I think part of that is attributed to my 120mm stem. Yeah, but it still does the job. I could still descend Faber quite confidently. The thing I dislike would be the seat post. The seat post is really, really, really short, actually. What you see now, right, is actually about a cm off from the minimum insert line. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a size 47, so they give you the really short seat posts. They have longer ones, but if you're a taller guy like myself, and you're too tall for the frame, it might not fit, and you might have to get a new seat post.
We have some questions here on Instagram. I'm assuming most of these guys who ask these questions are your friends because they are very bold questions. This is from Yihu Ng. Why so broke running 105 when you can afford NV?
Well, I mean, sadly, I'm not Uncle Eugene. I don't have a successful bike shop. I might have to live with 105s for a while, and if times get tough, I might have to downgrade to Tiagra or Sora. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, bro.
But I guess the 105s are pretty okay. The only downside is just the weight. In terms of shifting, reliability is all there, right?
Yeah, it's the weight and obviously kind of an eyesore.
Yeah.
But in my case, I only have plans to swap to Altegra or Jura Ace purely because of aesthetics.
But I wouldn't say aesthetically it makes a lot of difference because the crank arm and the chain ring looks pretty much the same as Altegra, right? It's just the brand.
It's the same shape. It's just the color. Altegra is a lot. It looks more premium.
Yeah.
And obviously the fact that you look at it and it's an Altegra,
right,
it gives you like a more premium look to it. Like you feel that it's a better bike.
The next question is from Zulfan Asfa. His question is, what is the price of the bike right now? I mean, you mentioned that you bought it second-hand earlier, but with this current build...
I imported it from Thailand.
Right. So now with all the upgrades and everything, how much do you reckon the bike costs?
I think it cost me about 6.1, 6.2.
Thanks, Kairos, for coming out. I think this wraps up our video for today. You guys, if you like his bike or you have any comments, please mention it in the description below. Do follow me on Instagram. I have behind the scenes photos and more bike pictures. Post your questions to me for my next interview questions by following me on Instagram. Thanks again, Kairos. Ride safe, man, and I hope to see you guys again.
Thanks, bro.
Whoa, bro, heavy, man. Guess the weight.
7.8.
It's 8.35 weight. Is it correct? I don't know, man.